Welcome back to another woodworking project we have for you today. Is a little flower hanging basket for your springtime to put your flowers in. Now we made this one here so it can fit one of the little trays that you buy in town, the little 6-pack. You can put those in there, and it's great to do that so you can advertise it if you want to sell it. They seem to sell a little bit better if you advertise them. So we just have our flowers in it for right now, and then we're going to go ahead and start the new one. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. These are really fun to do once you get the hang of how to cut them. Just a few pieces of wood in it. Now I'm still using the fence boards. Now these are the cedar boards here, the cedar fence boards, okay? And you can see what we got, just a few pieces right here. So we're going to start out with the two sides. Now we have two sides, and they're 9 inches long. Let me see, make sure. I think they're 4 inches. I think I cut them all 4. Okay, so it's 9 inches long by 4 inches wide, and they're cut on a 45. And what I did, I made them 10 inches long. I cut the 45 first, and then came back and measured from the top of the 45 down to 9 inches, and got that 9-inch pretty precise mark right where I wanted it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the two sides. We have to really make sure that we don't put them in like this, that both sides are turned out so we can put that roof on there. So first thing we need to do, let me go ahead and move this stuff out of the road. Now I'm using a 1-inch staple. You can use nails, you can use a brad gun, whatever your choice is. You can use little nails. A little bit of glue helps too, so if you want to use some glue, it always seems to help. Now I cut these wood down, all down to 1/2 inch, because I wanted to smooth. You don't have to cut those down. You can leave it, the rough boards, the way they come. You can leave them that way and go with the 5/8 or the 3/4, but you have to adjust it a little bit for the roof. And I'll show you how when we get ready to do it. So we have a side piece here, and this side piece is 8 inches long by 4 inches. So we're doing a pretty nice size board, 4-inch cut, and then there's a couple of them a little bit bigger than that. So let's make sure our pieces are turned, and we're going to go ahead and start putting a couple of nails in this. Okay, well, we don't have to be, perfect, because like I said in some of the other videos, I just want people to learn and to have a lot of fun doing it. If you like to make things, this is what you need to do, especially out of wood, because we're always trying to do things on this channel that's simple and easy for everybody to learn how to do. The whole family to enjoy. That one lined up. Okay, we do want to make sure that this box is square. Reason why is because the bottom piece. Now let's see if I got my bottom piece fit. Yep. Okay. Now what I did on the bottom here is I cut this down a little bit smaller, so I wouldn't have to drill the holes. You wouldn't have to go back and do that extra work by drilling holes. It was a lot quicker to cut this board down just a little bit smaller. But you're still going to keep the 4-inch. So you're going to keep the 4-inch this way, and then go 6 3/4 long. Now that'll allow you just enough to give you a gap. So if you put flowers inside this thing, let me put some glue here. If you put flowers on it, you're going to be able to let the water drain out of the bottom. See, I have a little hammer here. Sometimes you can tap on those. Okay. Get that slid over somehow. You got a screwdriver here. You can just put it in there. There we go. Too far. I went down too far, didn't I? let's get a staple in this top. Then we can tap this down a little bit. There we go. And it just kind of gives you a little bit of a gap. You don't have to make it perfect, but because nobody's gonna see it anyways. But that way, when you put flowers down here, it'll allow them to drain. Now we have, get this off the side here. We have the two little roofs here. Now the roofs are. Now the thing about that is, I made one 9 inches long. So the big one is 9 inches long, and then the small one is 8. Let me do it here so you see. Small one's actually 8.5, so it can overlap like this. But if your boards are 3/4 inch, you're going to have your board longer, 3/4 of an inch longer. And then if you have it a 1/2 inch or something under a 1/2 inch, you know, you're going to have like 5/8. You have to have 5/8 longer. See what I'm saying? So this one here is just in order to make that the same. Because what I did, one is 8.5 inches and the other one is 9 inches, so that allows me a 1/2 inch overlap. But you know, you understand what I'm saying, like that. And what we want to do is put these two together here, and then we're going to put them on top like this. Okay. So this in here, get a little glue here. See if I can get it held up. See if I got the right one. Man, I'll get them mixed up for sure. Okay, so now what I did, the width, I made the boards a little bit wider, and I actually used the full width of the boards is, I think it's 5.5 inches. See what I got. So I cut it down to 5 inches. So I got 5 inches across here, 8.5 inches on one side, and then on this side 9 inches with 5 inches across. Okay, and then we just want to center it up. Finding another board. This one's a 1/2 inch thick, and just taking the 1/2 inch thick and just putting across here maybe somewhere like this, and then run your roof right to it. Okay, and then of course you're going to have to measure your sides out so you can get that centered. Make sure it's centered like this. So I'm going to lay it down here for a second, and then I'll get my measurements, what my center is. So I just think it's 3 on this side, 3.5, about 3.5. Okay, let me put a mark right there. Whoop. Okay, that's where mine sets. So actually I have 3.5 inches from the top here, and then down from this angle down 3.5 inches. You can just kind of make them, you know, if it, whatever it comes like this, even. Yep, there you go. And then, like I said, of course, I'm going to have to take this off. Put me some glue in here. There we go. Try it down here again. It's there. Just gotta make sure I get that lined up. Yep. And then I'll use my board here. Put me some marks. Okay. Now, should be able to set that right on top of there. Get that lined up. I did it again, didn't I? Okay. Looks good to me. Put me some staples in it. sure this side's lined up. Get that one here. No more. Okay, now this is that little stack, chimney stack. What I did, I would just took it straight up from here, you know what I mean, just kind of lined it up like that, and then found the center, and then just went ahead and glued and stapled down. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and drill 2 holes in the top of this. So I'm using 1/2-inch rope, so I'll have a bit, pretty nice sized bit, and then we can drill 2 holes here on the top. I would just go ahead and make them, and just kind of square them up. You got 5 inches, it'd be 1.5 inches in the middle. Over here, 5 inches, inch or 2.5 inches. I meant 2.5 inches in the middle, and then you can just come down if you like. I'm going to go down to 1.5 inches from the top, and then down this side to 1.5 inches. That's it. So I have 1.5 inches coming down here, 2.5 inches across here. I did it on both sides, and that's where I'm going to put the 2 holes. As soon as you get the drill to work right. Oh, wrong way. I think. There we go. Busted up too bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. There you go. Okay, let's put some rope onto this, and I'm using a 1/2 inch rope. So you can go ahead and do whatever you like. If you want to put that white rope on, that's really nice too. If you have it, you could probably put a hook up there if you like. If you don't have a rope to put in there. Just tie the knot right here if I can get it tied. There we go. And then we're going to cut it down here. So you can make it. You can make that loop bigger if you like. I think right there'd be nice. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, now all we have to do is put the little stack on it. Let me go ahead and find the middle of it. Is what, 2.5? Okay, and then this little block here, I made it, if you want to use the same measurement, it's 5.5 inches long by 1.75 inches by, yeah, 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches. This is just some scrap ahead, so I didn't have to cut that. It was already cut, but I went ahead and decided to use it. I thought it was pretty nice. So let's just go ahead and get my center for this thing. There you go. Oh, wrong way. Better put the center down here, eh? Better put the center right here. Okay. Now, a little bit of glue. And just line it up where you think. Okay. Give me a staple on it. There you go. That's really nice. Like I said, you can leave that cedar if you want to leave it cedar like that. I mean, it's still nice, sanded up real nice. You know, it's still nice about cedar. Maybe you could do a couple different. You could cedar, paint one, just different ones. What I was doing here with this one here is a little bit wider. Reason why I made those so small, like I said, it fit that planter that you can put that 6-pack down in it. But if you didn't want to, you wanted to kind of just go a little bit further with it, you could do something like this. So we're just working on something to see you know, how wide we can get it with these boards, and that's about it. So we're just not going to have a very, very big overhang on them as the other one did, but that's okay. See, so you'll have a little bit more room in here, inside here, if you want to put like a different plant or something like that in it. But they're a lot of fun to make, so if you decide to do it, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, to make these. And then put some plants inside of it like this, and sell them with the plants in them, or sell them without the plants, whatever you would like, whatever you think is best, that you can sell them. Make some money off of these. These ain't too bad. These probably go pretty good, I would say it did, so, or they would. So that's it for the easy project today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Leave those thumbs up. I really like that, the like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.